we've held the proper parties accountable for their role in his death.
Dobra. O, handel jest, z nim można pohandlować trochę. Ale to za moment.
Nie polecam nic stąd brać, bo wszystko
No.
wygadam z Nadią.
Okej. Fermo Malbyte, łowcy źródła w Stolnym Jarze, jak podróżować wiele kilometry, by znaleźć pomoc, a tu nagle...
Well, this is no small tale. I think perhaps you will be more interested in the... how you say it? The short end of stick. I believe Lawrence, the leader of Mining Guild, tell my husband and many of other workers to mine deadly ore called tenebrium. Lawrence knew that this ore caused rot. Charming name, no? Yet ordered the miners to continue. Many men, my Ben among them, become the sickness. And now they, how you say, kick down the bucket. But the sickness, it is not normal. It kills swift and terrible, not unlike sores. My son Sebi and I travel from our home to find truth, but this has proven not so easy. My sweet little Pomargo Vizago, my darling Ben, me got along like, how you say, peas and ferrets. But here there is work, very well paid, in mines, clearing special rock from Silver Mine. So he leaves Sebi and I to come to Silver Glen. We wait with hearts like stones for some months. And one day, we see familiar figure moving with strange steps on path toward cottage. We run to meet him and take him into our arms, but he collapses at our touch. We help him inside and set him to rest. But he was in terrible condition. Each hour he grow worse, rot so fast we hardly recognize him after 2 short days. He slip away from us, and we bury him with much grief. When his father die, Sebi become restless. Being of the age, he join army and go straight to front line. Though I was nearly old woman, I join army as healer to be near and look after my boy. There we saw special legionnaire using strange weapon. And this legionnaire soon come to my tent with the same disease that killed Ben. I discovered the tenebrium ore in this weapon. It was the ore that killed them both. I come to Silver Glen to discover truth, and here I find Lawrence, that arrogant man, conducts his business without apologize to any. Exactly this. Please, source hunter, you must help me prove that Lawrence made his workers to mine deadly tenebrium. For your help, I offer blessing from my homeland. Se vi mal successos, mi planto serizarbo kai tormenti via nepo sogiai branco.
Hiszpanka?
It's something.
Translation is difficult, but it means something like, if you fail, I will plant cherry tree and haunt your grandbaby beneath branches. Good luck.
Dobra. Ja może z nią pohandluję, ty z Sebiksem.
Dobra, no.
Hello again, or doa salutoin, as we say in our homeland.
Chociaż, no, ma fajne budki, ale... drogo.
Panie, nic nie można powiedzieć, że tanio musi być wszystko, nie?
No, to ja przy okazji sprzedaję trochę.
Krapów.
Jop.
To by może zostawił. Zdrowe mięcho bym zostawił. Co to jest? Pyk wody, kufel piwa, sok pomarańczowy. Okej.
Ale sobie ponaprawiam też od razu.
No. Wiadomo.
A, nie to.
A jeszcze zobaczę, co oni tutaj mają ciekawego. Bo hajsu mają naprawdę sporo.
No.
Granaty zarazy. To wezmę.
Dobra.
Dobra, ja teraz pogadam z Nadią.
You are salutoin, Hunter. What can I do for you?
Coś też ma fajnego, widzę. Ale ładny mieczek mam tam, kurde, laska. 8 siły wymaga. Łuczek też niezły. No. Łuk ma też niezły.
Widziałem. No czy mówię, tutaj za bardzo dla mnie nie ma rzeczy.
No.
Dobra, ja mam. Все.
Ja jeszcze chwilę tutaj spędzę, daj mi moment.
Ja
Inicjatywa.
się idę pokręcić.
No, spoko. A. Dobra. O, by było dobre. Z łukiem. Coś tam. 60. Okej.
You are salutoin, Hunter. What can I do for you?
Jak to dużo fajnych strzał jest. No, 10 zamrażających, 10 ognistych i 10 wybuchowych.
To ładnie.
Nie, 10 kląt, zrzucających kląt. Tylko, że trzeba by je było ukraść, nie? Daj.
Czekaj, układam sobie strzały na pasku, żeby nie musiał wchodzić do inwentory cały czas. Dobra. Powiem ci, że teraz trochę wydałem tego golda. A zostało mi 653 golda.
No ja mam prawie 5k.
Nieźle.
Dawaj do mnie i wchodzimy tu.
Dobra, już czekaj. Jeszcze sewik.
Okej.
A to jest tylko ten domek, tak? Nic tu więcej nie ma.
Jeszcze jest ten z Lawrence'em. To z nim
Dobra, to wchodzimy.
A, to jest ten Loik.
O.
Czy na razie go olewamy?
Nie, jest gadka. Automatycznie.
A, zagadał. Dobra, słucham.
I am Loic, enlightened one among immaculates, spokesman for the holy conduit, as she is spokesman for the goddess herself. Hers is the blood. Then it shall be my pleasure to answer them. We are the chosen ones of the goddess. The benedictions of the blood render our bodies and spirits unblemished, for such is her mercy, that we may all become part of the sacred soul. And you too, Seeker, could become one such part. The conduit, yes. She, the most exalted of all, second only to the goddess. It was she who brought us first her divine words, then her divine will, a will made real in blood. Truly, though, she is quite beyond your concern, O wandering soul. She stands so very high above your humble station. The goddess is the light and life of all. Corrupt is the world that generations of men and beasts have left behind, but immaculate it may be once more, cleansed in the blood of the unworthy. The few, the proud, the enlightened, theirs will be her kingdom. When red has run until no red
Może
is
jeszcze nie
left,
przystąpi.
a paradise
No.
we will have shapen, and the goddess will dwell among us.
Ojej, dobra. Jak zobaczę, co on ma w ogóle ciekawego. Nic nie ma. Holy shit!
Co?
Ten miecz dwuręczny. 97 do 126 roślinonie, nie?
No to go puść i ja sobie z nim pohandluję.
Masz.
Diligently
Masakra.
will I read the words of the goddess.
No fajny. No trochę lepszy. Chociaż ja mam ten topór Brakhusa, nie?
No.
No ten ma minimalne dużo większe, ale mój ma maksymalne większe. Ja co
No.
zostawię zostanę
No. Dobra.
Ale fajny.
No, jak zobaczyłem, mówię...
Nice, fajnie.
Dobra, to chodźmy jeszcze na górę zobaczyć.
Możemy spróbować pogadać z tym Laurensem odnośnie tego questa, nie? No i znaleźć w końcu tą babkę.
No, może tutaj gdzieś jest.
Czekaj, ona się nazywała... Marissa.
Może tu jest gdzieś. Brandon chyba tu jest jakiś.
No widzę właśnie.
Który właśnie wyszedł. A to jest Lawrence.
Jest Lawrence. Gadamy z nim?
No.
No to gadaj.
A source hunter. My liege, I am at your disposal. I am Lawrence, the representative of the mining guild responsible for operations in Silver Glen. Please, valiant hunter, let us know how we can assist you. Oh, I am no one special. Merely a humble servant of the guild and shepherd to the happy flock of miners within this settlement. My only cause for complaint, Your Grace, are these awful goblins. They're starving us out, refusing even a single honest miner his right to work. Perhaps, my most upright highness, you might be able to help us with this little problem. You must forgive me if I become somewhat overcome when discussing it, my liege. To think how I've been betrayed. To think how the humble miners of Silver Glen
Ale wlewa.
suffer. I invited a tribe of goblins to assist us in clearing the tenebrium from our mine, you see. The leader of the troop, a satin-spitting Satan named Drexis, promised to clear the tenebrium and be gone.
Drexis to nie był ten szkielet, którego zabiliśmy? Nie.
When the job was done, though, he and his band of totem
Hello,
bred
Daniel.
fiends refused to vacate. They've kept close guard of the bridges to the mine since, and they'll slice whoever dares approach them into ribbons. These goblins follow Drexis like lemmings, Your Grace, and if only I could undo the traitor, they'd slither back to the swamp they crawled from. Drexis's head on my mantle would save countless miners from a slow starvation, my liege. What's one goblin over countless disenfranchised workers?
Okej, wiesz co? Jeszcze to pominę o Nadi.
Dobra.
Please, Your Grace, I am completely at your disposal. Those brutes! I invited them here to save our valued miners from the ill effects of clearing tenebrium, and those interlopers met my invitation with a hostile takeover. They haven't allowed a single human miner past them in months, and meanwhile my men have all but forgotten their vocation and turned instead to their damned religion.
O, Bena może
Useless
zapytać.
stuff, my liege. Worse than common dirt. But 10 times as difficult to extract and infinitely more dangerous. If only we'd known in advance the terrible effect rot would have, we would have stopped trying to clear it immediately. Yes, a dreadful business that. I've been fortunate enough to avoid the sickness so far, my liege, but my heart truly breaks for the families of
Jakie
those who've been
pierdzielenie,
afflicted.
nie?
No, wlewa ile wlezie, nie?
Nie ma,
You see,
idzie,
my liege,
kurde.
When a miner has been overlong exposed to tenebrium, he begins showing certain symptoms. Gangrene about the extremities, fatigue, malaise. At first we attributed these symptoms to, well, to poor diet, laziness and general malingering.
Poszliśmy kopać do kopalni, ale nie wiedzieliśmy, że tam jest trucizna. Jaka trucizna? Jest coś, o czym nie wiemy? Trucizna? Zabijająca? Ups.
Had we known then what we've since discovered, we never would have continued operations. But alas, mistakes were made, and those we lost can never be brought back, no matter what that crackpot conduit would have one believe.
O, no przyrodniczkę się można
O,
zapytać.
nieźle.
My liege, you ought not to concern yourself with the fraudulent leader of a crackpot cult. Really, the whole affair is an utter embarrassment to Silverglen. Some insane huckster calling herself the conduit of the goddess made her way to Silverglen at the height of the rot's hold on our miners. The people were desperate, you see. When by magic or illusion she managed to cure a handful of them of the affliction, every last one of the bunch began speaking of her as though she were some messiah. Now most of the town is taken with her little cult of immaculates, as she calls them. Fortunately for her, she disappeared shortly after her little trick, or I would have thrown her into prison and swallowed the key myself. Imagine hypnotizing an entire town with nothing more than snake oil. Ah, yes, Ben. Of course, one of our many noble miners, Your Grace. A smallish man. I believe he's around here somewhere, isn't he?
O niepokalanych wypytaliśmy go, nie?
No tak, no to było.
A, to było, dobra.
To wcześniej ta cała długa
Okej,
rozmowa.
okej.
To co, chcesz kończyć rozmowę?
Preposterous.
O nie.
What does that foreigner know about the affairs of Silverglen? You do best to do as I do, my liege, and turn a deaf ear to her insane accusations.
Zobaczmy, co on ma. O, jakaś szata, inteligencja 7? O,
O, to
tyłek.
poka.
46 współczynnik pancerza, 18% odporności na ziemię, 37 PW.
A chyba, że masz dla Jahana, chcesz kupić. Bo ja mam 40, ja mam szatę 42.
Nie,
12
nie,
na
nie,
ogień,
nie chcę,
12
nie
na
chcę,
ziemię.
nie chcę, nie chcę.
Nie chcesz, bo nie masz hajsu.
Raz, że nie ma hajsu, dwa, daje mniej PW.
No ale też dev, wiesz, współczynniki nie, to nie wszystko, nie?
No, o, czekaj, musimy pogadać z Madarą.
I don't mean to make trouble where there ain't any, comrade, but in my years of hunting source, I learned that anyone so eager to climb into your lap after a moment's meeting is hiding something I hope you won't discover.
Yep.
I'm not saying this Lawrence character is involved in sorcery, but it wouldn't exactly surprise me a lick to find out he knows more than he's letting on.
A my to wiemy już akurat.
Mhm.
warms my heart to picture him squirming about plain as day with 3 seasoned source hunters on his tail. Nowhere to hide his sniveling mug than at the bottom of a burlap sack.
Nice. Dobra, zerknijmy do loga jeszcze. Naga prawda. Kłopoty z goblinami, okej.
Sejmij. I można tutaj pogadać z tym Brandonem albo Rubinem.
Brandon, no, czekaj. Okej. Jesteś łowcą źródła, nie? Co tu się sprowadza? Gobliny, orkowie, sekta, czy jak tak zwany...
Don't be surprised
Hochstadt.
if you hear more than a few unkind words about yours truly around town. An overseer's got to enforce his share of unpopular guild decisions, you know. I'm finished with this one pony rodeo, though. I did my best by these roughnecks, and now it's time for old Brandon to take a load off. In fact, you may be able to help speed my retirement plan along.
Share a moment together.
Chętnie posłucham
Let's hear the
szczegółów.
details. I must say, I'm also intrigued.
Oh, I knew a source hunter'd perk up at the sound of a challenge. Between you and me, the Troll King's sitting on a piece of treasure of more value than even he knows. A metal called tenebrium that can fetch a prettier sum than its weight in gold. I intend to lift it, sell it, and live out the rest of me days in comfort. The devil's in the details, though, and I haven't managed to find a way to access the King's Cave, much less make off with the stuff without being noticed. But you're a source hunter. You can sniff out any point of mystery. So let's make a deal, hmm? You find the tenebrium and bring it to me, and I'll deliver you a few pieces of information about Silverglen, and Lawrence in particular.
O,
Sure to make your mouth water.
ciekawe.
I wouldn't wish the Wraz on my worst enemy, though. So
No.
let me give you a little something to contain the
Można by to
tenebrium
zrobić.
bars. It's lined with the fragments of a special stone that keeps rats' ill effects at bay. Apart from Gungir's stature and incurable case of the uglies, he's not so different from a parakeet. Got a brain the size of a pea, and a fervent passion for all things bright and shiny. The nutty oaf sits on a river of silver beneath these mines, but leases it to the mining company for a fraction of its worth in gold. He'd rather put those hefty minions of his on toll duty than mine these hills himself for 5 times the reward. I can't be certain myself where his cave is located, but at least one of those oaf lackeys of his must know where to look. They've got to do something with all the gold they've gathered in the course of guarding those damn bridges, haven't they? I'm no man to refuse a source hunter.
Gadamy z nim?
Ask away, friend.
Nie no, wszystko... No, dokładnie.
I remember him well. Decent man, strong-backed, with something of a funny accent, no? He managed to leave Silverglen alive, but as I recall, the symptoms of wrath were already upon him.
Wiesz co, sądzę, że warto wypytać o wszystko, nie?
Well, kick my cap and call me Sue. Taking tasks from back days.
I'm no man to that circus rolled into town shortly after the tenebrium was discovered. Some freak woman with a freak gemstone managed to cure rot by some strange magic and convinced most of the locals that she were the conduit of the goddess or some such tripe. A strange sort of substance, discovered here around 2 years ago, and folks have been clamouring to get their paws on the rancid stuff ever since. To the rot? Oh, you're a curious sort of fella, aren't you? Ask around. Half the men here have a brother who died from it. The other half were cured by that cult. Lardens actually invited those bug-eyed creeps here himself. The miners were dropping like flies, and goblins had more of a natural tolerance for the work. Little did we know they'd overrun the place in a matter of months.
To już wszystko
No.
Why don't you stay away?
Dobra, to tu jeszcze mamy Rubin i Ramona jakiegoś.
Wild ride if you let me.
gadaj.
Zapiszmy tylko.
that world-weary face is giving me shivers. What you say we take a load off together? I do suppose I could find some way to entertain.
Oh.
Oh, sugar, that's a story for another day, ain't it? Speaking of, yours and mine has hardly begun. What say we get better acquainted upstairs? I've got all kinds of, Oh, go right ahead, sweetheart. Darling, I don't hardly recognise this place no more. Everything's changed since those silly immaculates came into vogue. The miners, they used to spend their last penny on a backwards glance from yours truly. But now, they'd rather pray than play. I just don't understand it. They just stand around and praise the so-called goddess all day long. I've no idea who she is, but apparently she gets her kicks from having blood sprayed all over her. Now, I knew a girl once who was into that kind of stuff. Her clients used to call her goddess and mistress too, but there was precious little divine about her. Indeed I do. And I'm just itching to tell you places you've only ever dreamed of, darling. What's a lousy 250 gold between an adventurer like you
Damn.
and a fine piece
Konie,
of
Mesiu.
tail like the one I've
Opanuj swoją emocjonalną.
For science?
You've always been
Czekaj. For science. Ja chcę to zobaczyć. Ja chcę to zobaczyć autentycznie.
Dajesz.
Look at you, sugar. Indeed I do. Oh, that's the spirit, sugar. Oh, gold always puts me in the mood for a little romance. Follow me then, my...
Trzeba iść za nią. Dobra.
Filmik, czy nie?
Nie ma filmiku. Muszę iść za nią.
Idę też. Czwórka pójdzie.
Będzie ostro.
Będzie ostro. O, tu jest Marisa.
Tak, tu jest sporo tego. Tam jest Biki. Jakiś wybuchowy goblin.
No, widzę.
Tam jest Bonnie jeszcze. Który pokoik, kochana?
No, drzwi do pokoju w zamtuzie pewnie.
There you are, darling.
Czekaj.
Shall we get started then?
Się bierz do
So we
roboty.
shall, sugar. But do please ask your friends over there to give us a bit of privacy, thanks.
Siojdziesz.
LOL. No dobra, czekaj. No to Johanna też musisz chyba wydupcyć. No i co?
There you are,
Czekaj.
darling. Shall we...
Czekaj, jestem na
Let's do
Steamie.
it.
Daj mi
But
chwilę.
first,
Mhm.
I need to know about your preferences, darling. You're
chwila,
in charge
chwila.
tonight, after all. So
Kuźwa.
tell me,
Moment,
which sort best
moment.
fits your boat?
No nie gadaj, bo zagłuszasz mi.
Savage, merciless witch, or a gentle,
No, dajesz.
sensuous?
Zmysłowa wyniwa.
No, I was hoping
Co
you'd
wybrałeś?
say that. Not every customer can handle the thrill of a mid-afternoon fright, you know. And if I'm any good at this, I'll scare the pants right off you. Come, let's make ourselves comfortable. And this witch, weave her charms.
Co wziąłeś w końcu?
Jedyneczkę. Bądź niegrzeczna.
The fuse
Ah.
is getting shorter.
Kinky shit.
Freeze it.
It was a terribly stormy night. In
Co?
the tiny hut,
What?
a cauldron steamed and
What?
bubbled. A
Co stało?
figure stood in the corner.
Ona mi coś opowiada.
Its fat, purple nose into the sharp indentation
Bajkę ci opowiada, lol.
Away with you! Through its jagged teeth and bloated lips.
No, no, masz swoje, kurde.
And sharp, fell.
Dobra.
Oh, a small voice called. Babe, oh, it's happening. Here's time. The figure stood up straight.